The information provided in this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only and does not constitute professional marketing, legal, or financial advice. Email marketing regulations, such as the CAN-SPAM Act in the United States and various international data privacy laws like GDPR and CCPA, are complex and subject to change. The performance metrics, historical trends, and potential outcomes discussed are based on industry averages and specific case studies, which may not reflect your individual results. Users are strongly encouraged to conduct their own due diligence and consult with a qualified professional before making significant investments in software or implementing new business strategies. We do not endorse any specific platform as a guaranteed solution for your business needs. The social media algorithm just killed your reach, and for most business owners in the United States, that is a death sentence. Imagine waking up to find that the audience you spent years building on Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook has effectively been locked behind a paywall. You post, but only 3% of your followers see it. This is the reality of building a business on rented land. But while the giants of social media are busy shifting the goalposts, there is a silent powerhouse that has remained the undisputed king of return on investment for over 2 decades. We are talking about an industry where historical trends show that for every $1 spent, businesses see an average return of $36 to $40. Yet, most entrepreneurs are still treating this powerhouse like an afterthought, or worse, they are using the wrong tools and paying a massive success tax that drains their profits as they grow. Welcome to the definitive deep dive into Brevo, the platform formerly known as Sendinblue. This is not just another surface-level review. This is part 1 of a 10-part masterclass designed to deconstruct whether this platform is the engine your business needs to achieve sustainable growth in a volatile digital economy. Many of you are likely feeling the burn of the success tax. You know what I am talking about. You use a platform like MailChimp or ConvertKit, and as your business succeeds and your email list grows, your monthly bill skyrockets, regardless of how much revenue those new subscribers are actually generating. It is a model that penalizes growth. Brevo claims to be different. They claim to offer a suite of tools that moves beyond simple newsletters into the realm of a full-scale customer relationship management system, or CRM, designed to scale with you without the predatory pricing models of their competitors. But is it actually right for you? In the next few minutes, we are going to peel back the layers of the 2023 rebrand from Sendinblue to Brevo. This was not just a coat of paint or a fresh logo. It was a fundamental shift in how the company views the relationship between a brand and its customers. We will explore why they abandoned a decade of brand equity in the name Sendinblue to embrace a name that sounds more like a lifestyle brand than a software utility. We will look at the data surrounding the US market specifically, where the demand for integrated communication, SMS, WhatsApp, and email is at an all-time high. The problem we are solving today is simple but critical: fragmentation and the rising cost of customer acquisition. In 2026, the cost of acquiring a new customer through paid ads has reached an all-time high. If you are not retaining the customers you have and maximizing their lifetime value through sophisticated, automated communication, you are losing money every single day. Brevo promises to solve this by unifying your sales and marketing efforts into a single dashboard. Today, we are going to determine if that promise holds up under the scrutiny of a high-growth US business environment. To understand where we are going, we have to look at where the industry has been. Traditionally, email marketing was a siloed activity. You had your website, your social media, and your email tool. They rarely talked to each other. When Sendinblue started in 2012, they were primarily a transactional email service. If you needed a password reset email or an order confirmation to actually hit an inbox, you used them because their deliverability was elite. But over the last several years, the market shifted. Businesses realized they did not just want to send emails, they wanted to manage relationships. This led to the rise of heavyweights like HubSpot and Salesforce, which offer incredible power but come with price tags that can easily exceed 5 figures a month. Brevo stepped into this gap. They realized that the mid-market and the ambitious small business owner in the US needed enterprise-level automation and CRM capabilities without the enterprise-level gatekeeping. When they rebranded to Brevo, they integrated features that were previously reserved for high-end platforms: a full-service CRM, a centralized inbox for all your customer communications, automated marketing workflows that trigger based on user behavior, and even a built-in meeting scheduler. Think about the psychological shift that happens when you stop viewing your email list as a collection of addresses and start viewing it as a database of human interactions. Historical trends in digital marketing show that personalized, behavior-based emails have a much higher open rate than generic broadcasts. If a customer visits your pricing page 3 times in 48 hours but does not buy, an automated trigger can send them a personalized invitation to a discovery call. That is the level of sophistication we are talking about. However, the US audience faces unique challenges. We have a highly saturated market where the average consumer receives dozens of promotional emails every day. To stand out, your technical infrastructure must be flawless. Your emails must land in the primary inbox, not the promotions tab. Your templates must be responsive because over 60% of your US audience is reading your content on a mobile device while they are in line at a coffee shop or commuting. If your tool fails at the basic level of deliverability or design, the most advanced automation in the world will not save your bottom line. In this masterclass, we are going to look at case studies of businesses that transition from legacy platforms to Brevo. We will analyze the potential outcomes of switching from a contact-based pricing model to an email volume pricing model. For a business with 50,000 subscribers that only sends 2 high-value newsletters a month, the cost difference can be thousands of dollars a year. We will dive into the step-by-step details of the setup process, the learning curve of the interface, and the reality of their customer support, which is a major sticking point for US-based companies operating in different time zones. The promise of this video is that by the end of this 10-part series, you will not just know what Brevo is. You will know exactly how to deploy it to reclaim your audience from the whims of social media algorithms. You will understand how to build an automated sales machine that works while you sleep, and you will have the data-backed confidence to decide if this is the tool that will help you scale to 7 or 8 figures. This is about taking control of your most valuable asset, your direct line of communication with your customers. If you are tired of being a digital sharecropper on someone else's platform, pay attention. We are about to go deep into the mechanics of modern relationship marketing and see if Brevo is the vehicle that gets you to the next level. To understand why Brevo is currently disrupting the American marketing landscape in 2026, we have to talk about the silent profit killer that almost every other platform ignores. It is called the success tax. In the traditional world of email marketing, platforms like MailChimp or Klaviyo operate on a per-contact pricing model. This means that as you do exactly what you are supposed to do, grow your audience and capture more leads, your monthly software bill increases automatically. If you have 10,000 people on your list but you only email them once a month, you are still paying for the privilege of holding those names in a database. For a small business owner in a high-cost city like Seattle or Austin, this creates a massive psychological barrier to growth. You start to fear your own success because every new lead is a new line item on your expense sheet. Brevo flipped this entire model on its head by focusing on email volume rather than list size. In 2026, this distinction is the difference between a scaling business and one that is suffocating under its own overhead. When you use Brevo, you can have an unlimited number of contacts in your database for free. You only pay for the number of emails you actually send. Imagine if you are a local service provider in Denver named Jackson. Jackson runs a high-end landscaping business. Over the last 5 years, he has collected the contact information of 4,000 past clients and 12,000 potential leads from home shows and website downloads. On a platform that charges per subscriber, Jackson would be paying hundreds of dollars every single month just to store those 16,000 names, even during the winter months when his business is quiet and he is not sending any marketing campaigns. With Brevo, Jackson pays $0 to store those 16,000 contacts. He only pays when he decides to blast out a spring promotion or a maintenance reminder. This allows him to keep a massive pool of potential revenue ready at a moment's notice without a recurring penalty. Historical trends show that businesses often delete unengaged subscribers not because those subscribers are truly dead leads, but because the business owner is trying to stay under a specific pricing tier. This is a strategic mistake. Someone who has not opened an email in 6 months might still be interested in your services 2 years from now when their situation changes. By using a platform that allows for unlimited contacts, you can maintain a long-tail relationship with every single lead you have ever generated. This is the foundation of what we call the infinite lead loop. In 2026, where the cost of a single click on a Google ad can exceed $15 in many US industries, the ability to store and eventually re-engage a lead for free is a massive competitive advantage. But the pricing shift is just the surface of the Brevo engine. To truly understand if this is right for you, we need to dive into the technical architecture of transactional versus marketing emails. Most users do not realize there is a massive difference in how these two types of emails are handled by internet service providers like Gmail and Outlook. Marketing emails are your newsletters, your sales pitches, and your brand updates. Transactional emails are the critical infrastructure of your business. Password resets, order confirmations, shipping notifications, and double opt-in verifications. Historically, companies had to use two different services for this. They would use a marketing tool for their newsletters and a technical tool like SendGrid or Amazon SES for their transactional messages. Brevo's secret weapon is that they started as a transactional powerhouse. They built their reputation on ensuring that when a customer hits buy on your website, that receipt lands in their inbox in milliseconds. In 2026, U.S. consumers have zero patience for technical friction. If a shipping update from your Shopify store gets caught in a spam filter because your email provider has a poor reputation, you do not just lose a click, you lose a customer's trust. Brevo allows you to manage both marketing and transactional emails under one roof, using the same high deliverability infrastructure. This means your newsletters inherit the same high priority status as your order confirmations. Let us look at a case study of a mid-sized e-commerce brand based in Charlotte, North Carolina. They were spending approximately $800 a month on a popular competitor because they had a list of 50,000 subscribers. However, their strategy relied on a high-frequency, low-volume approach. They would send highly targeted segments to only 5,000 people at a time. They were paying for 50,000 seats but only using 5,000 of them in any given week. By migrating to Brevo, they were able to store their entire 50,000-person database and only pay for the actual 60,000 emails they sent per month. Their software costs dropped from $800 to less than $100 overnight. That $700 in monthly savings was immediately reallocated into their meta ad spend, which allowed them to acquire an additional 40 new customers every month. This is how you use your tech stack as a financial lever, rather than a financial anchor. Furthermore, the 2026 version of Brevo is no longer just an email tool. It has evolved into a full-scale CRM and communication hub. This is vital for the US market where consumers now expect a multi-channel experience. If a customer sees your ad on Instagram, they might message you on WhatsApp. If they have a problem with an order, they might use the live chat on your site. If they want to book a consultation, they expect a calendar link. Brevo has integrated all of these functions into a single dashboard. Instead of paying for a separate chat tool, a separate CRM like Pipedrive, and a separate scheduling tool like Calendly, you are getting an integrated ecosystem. For a solo entrepreneur or a small team, this integration solves the fragmentation problem. When you log in, you see every interaction a customer has had with your brand. You can see that Sarah from Chicago opened your last 3 emails, clicked on a specific product link, and then reached out via the website chat to ask about sizing. Because all that data is in one place, you can provide a level of personalized service that was previously only possible for massive corporations with huge IT departments. However, moving into this level of automation requires a shift in how you build your campaigns. It is not just about the one-off newsletter anymore. It is about building behavioral triggers. If a user in Miami visits your pricing page but does not purchase, the system should know to send an SMS or an email 30 minutes later with a testimonial video from a client in Florida. This is where we move from basic broadcasting to intelligent relationship management. But as powerful as this sounds, it all falls apart if the interface is too complex for you to actually use. Many people get overwhelmed by the sheer number of features, leading to what we call platform paralysis. You pay for the engine, but you never take the car out of the garage. In the next part of this deep dive, we are going to look under the hood of the actual Brevo interface. We are going to examine the drag-and-drop editor to see if it actually holds up against the design-heavy competitors like Flowdesk. We will also break down the automation builder step by step, to show you how to build your first revenue-generating workflow in under 15 minutes. If you have ever felt like you need a computer science degree just to send a personalized email, you will want to see how Brevo handles the technical heavy lifting for you. We are going to find out if the user experience matches the marketing hype, or if there are hidden frustrations waiting for you in the dashboard. Stay tuned because the actual mechanics of how you build your list are about to change. When you first log into the Brevo dashboard in 2026, the initial sensation is one of centralized control. For years, the complaint against the old Sendinblue was that the interface felt like a utilitarian relic of early 2010s software design. It was functional but clunky. Today, that has been replaced by a sleek, modular design that prioritizes the user's workflow over raw data density. The sidebar is your command center, divided into clearly defined sections: marketing, automation, transactional, and the newest addition to the core family, the sales platform. Imagine if you are Chloe, a boutique owner in Nashville who sells high-end, locally sourced home decor. Chloe is not a coder. She does not have a background in database management. She is an artist and a curator. When Chloe opens Brevo, she starts in the Marketing tab to build her weekly newsletter. The drag-and-drop editor is where the rubber meets the road. In the past, creating a visually stunning email that also functioned well on every device was a technical nightmare. You would send a test to your phone and the columns would be stacked incorrectly, or the images would be huge and slow to load. Brevo's 2026 editor uses a block-based system that functions like digital Legos. You have your layout blocks for columns, your content blocks for text and images, and your advanced blocks for things like countdown timers and product carousels. When Chloe wants to showcase her new summer collection, she simply drags a 3-column product block into the editor. She doesn't need to resize her images manually because the system automatically optimizes them for the fastest loading speed possible. This is a critical detail in the US market where a 1-second delay in mobile loading time can lead to a 20% drop in conversion rates. But where Brevo really attempts to outshine competitors like Flowdesk is in its logic-based design features. While Flowdesk is often praised for its aesthetic templates, it can sometimes feel restrictive for power users. Brevo allows for deep customization of dynamic content within a single email. Let us say Chloe wants to offer a different discount code based on a customer's location. Using the conditional formatting tool within the editor, she can set a rule. If the subscriber is in Tennessee, show a free local pickup option. If the subscriber is anywhere else in the United States, show a 10% discount code for shipping. All of this happens within one email draft. You are not building 5 different versions of the same newsletter. You are building one smart email that adapts to the recipient. Now, let us move from design to the true brain of the operation, the automation builder. Historical trends in digital marketing show that businesses that use automated welcome sequences see 300% more revenue per email than those that only send manual broadcasts. In Brevo, building an automation is a visual process that looks like a flowchart. Chloe starts her first workflow with a trigger. Subscriber joins the new arrivals list. Step 2 is a wait period. She sets it for 60 minutes. Why? Because US consumers are increasingly wary of instant, aggressive automation. A 1-hour delay feels more human, more organic. After the hour passes, the system sends the first welcome email. But here is where the masterclass level of detail comes in. Chloe adds a condition node. The system asks, did the user click the link to the summer collection? If the answer is yes, the workflow branches to the right, and the system tags that user as a high-intent prospect. 2 days later, they get a testimonial video from another happy customer. If the answer is no, the workflow branches to the left, and 3 days later, they receive a different email featuring a curated lookbook of the most popular items to see if something else catches their eye. This level of granular control is what separates the amateurs from the professionals in 2026. You are no longer shouting into a megaphone. You are having thousands of individual, automated conversations simultaneously. The potential outcomes of this strategy include higher engagement scores and a significantly lower unsubscribe rate, because the content remains relevant to the user's actual behavior. Step by step, setting up this automation in Brevo is surprisingly intuitive. You click on the Automations tab, select Create a Workflow, and you are presented with a series of templates: abandoned cart, welcome message, birthday greetings, and page visit triggers. If you want to go custom, you start with a blank canvas. You select your entry point, which could be anything from a form submission to a specific page view on your Shopify or WooCommerce store, thanks to Brevo's deep integrations. You then click the plus icon to add your next action. It is a visual representation of your customer's journey. We also need to discuss the CRM side of the interface, which is often the most underutilized part of the platform. In 2026, Brevo has integrated its CRM so deeply that it functions as a single source of truth for your business. When Chloe looks at a specific contact, she doesn't just see their email address. She sees a timeline of every interaction. She sees that this person visited the store 3 times last week, opened the last 2 newsletters, and even had a live chat conversation with her assistant about shipping times. Because Brevo includes a built-in meetings tool, she can even see if they have scheduled a consultation. This data is gold for a US business owner. It allows you to move beyond basic segmentation. Instead of just mailing everyone who signed up for your list, you can create a segment of people who have spent more than $500 in the last year but haven't made a purchase in the last 90 days. You can then trigger a specific re-engagement campaign just for them. Case studies of mid-market retailers using this type of behavioral segmentation have shown a potential increase in customer lifetime value of up to 25%. However, a beautiful interface and powerful automations are worthless if your emails never actually reach the inbox. This is where the technical debt of the industry comes into play. In 2026, the war on spam has escalated. Google and Yahoo have implemented even stricter requirements for bulk senders, including mandatory DMARC authentication and one-click unsubscribe headers. Many older platforms are struggling to keep up, leading to a massive spike in emails being diverted to the junk folder. Brevo's background as a transactional email provider gives them a distinct advantage here, but you still have to know how to set up your sender identity correctly to avoid the dreaded promotions tab. If you ignore the technical setup, you are essentially buying a Ferrari and then trying to run it on kerosene. You might look good standing still, but you aren't going anywhere. In the next part of this masterclass, we are going to dive into the technical heart of deliverability. We are going to walk through the exact, step-by-step process of setting up your DKIM, SPF, and DMARC records within Brevo to ensure your messages bypass the filters. We will also discuss the hidden metric that determines whether you are seen as a trusted sender or a digital nuisance in the eyes of the major internet service providers. If you want to make sure your hard work actually gets seen by your audience, you cannot afford to miss the next segment. The technical setup might seem intimidating, but we are going to break it down so simply that even a total beginner can master it in minutes. The technical foundation of your email marketing is like the plumbing in a house. When it works, you never think about it. When it fails, everything comes to a grinding halt. In 2026, the major mailbox providers like Gmail, Outlook, and Yahoo have moved beyond basic spam filters. They now use sophisticated machine learning models to analyze the invisible signatures attached to every email you send. If these signatures are missing or incorrect, your carefully crafted content is not just going to the promotions tab. It is being blocked at the server level, never even reaching the user's account. This is why understanding the trio of SPF, DKIM, and DMARC is no longer optional for any business operating in the United States. Let us look at Marcus, a fitness entrepreneur based in Austin, Texas. Marcus has spent 3 years building a list of 12,000 subscribers for his high-end strength training programs. In early 2026, he noticed a disturbing trend. His open rates, which historically hovered around 35%, suddenly plummeted to 8% over the course of a single month. He had not changed his content, his frequency, or his subject lines. What had changed was the security landscape. Gmail had updated its sender requirements, and Marcus's domain was flagging as unauthenticated. To the Google servers, Marcus looked like a potential fisher. By the time he realized there was a problem, he had already lost thousands of dollars in potential sales because his spring launch emails were invisible to 90% of his audience. The first pillar of your defense is SPF, or Sender Policy Framework. Think of SPF as a guest list at a high-security event. When you send an email through Brevo, the receiving server looks at your domain and asks if Brevo has permission to speak on your behalf. You provide this permission by adding a specific TXT record to your domain name system, or DNS settings. In Brevo, this process is streamlined. You navigate to the Senders and IP section, click on Domains, and then select Add a new domain. Brevo generates a specific string of text that starts with v equals SPF1. You take this string, log into your domain registrar, whether that is GoDaddy, Namecheap, or Google Domains, and paste it into a new TXT record. This tells the world that any email coming from Brevo's IP addresses using your domain is legitimate. The second pillar is DKIM, which stands for Domain Keys Identified Mail. If SPF is the guest list, DKIM is the digital wax seal on the envelope. It uses cryptographic authentication to ensure that the content of the email has not been tampered with in transit. When you set this up in Brevo, the platform provides you with a public key that you again place in your DNS settings. Every time you hit send, Brevo signs the email with a private key. The receiving server uses your public key to verify that signature. If they match, the server knows the email is authentic. In 2026, historical trends show that emails with valid DKIM signatures have a significantly higher probability of bypassing the primary inbox filters compared to those without. However, the most critical piece of the puzzle in 2026 is DMARC. This stands for Domain-Based Message Authentication, Reporting, and Conformance. This is the set of instructions you give to receiving servers on what to do if an email fails the SPF or DKIM checks. In the past, many US small businesses ignored Mark because it seemed overly technical. But today, it is a non-negotiable requirement for bulk senders. You start with a policy of P=none, which essentially tells servers to let the email through but send you a report on the failure. As you gain confidence that your authentication is correct, you move to P=quarantine, which sends failing emails to the spam folder, and eventually to P=reject, which blocks them entirely. This prevents hackers from spoofing your domain to send malicious emails to your customers, protecting your brand's hard-earned reputation. For Marcus and Austin, the potential outcomes of fixing these 3 records were transformative. Within 48 hours of correctly configuring his SPF, DKIM, and Mark records within the Brevo dashboard and his DNS provider, his open rates began to climb. Within 2 weeks, they had stabilized back at 38%. He wasn't doing more work. He was just ensuring that his work was actually being seen. But technical authentication is only half of the deliverability battle. The other half is your sender reputation, which is a score assigned to your domain and IP address based on how users interact with your emails. In 2026, the most important metric for your reputation is engagement. If you send 10,000 emails and only 50 people open them, the algorithms assume your content is low quality or unwanted. This triggers a downward spiral where your emails are increasingly likely to be filtered out. To maintain a high reputation in the US market, you must follow a strict policy of list hygiene. This means regularly removing subscribers who have not engaged with your content in the last 90 to 180 days. It feels counterintuitive to delete subscribers you worked hard to get, but a smaller, highly engaged list is infinitely more valuable than a massive, unresponsive one. Brevo makes this easy with its automated segmentation tools. You can set up a workflow that identifies inactive users and sends them one final win-back campaign. If they don't click, the system automatically unsubscribes them. This keeps your engagement rates high and your sender reputation pristine. Another factor that US businesses often overlook is the physical location of their sending IP. Brevo offers the option of a dedicated IP address for high-volume senders. While most small businesses start on a shared IP, where their reputation is tied to other users on the same server, a dedicated IP gives you total control. If you are sending more than 100,000 emails a month, this is a step you should seriously consider. It isolates your business from the bad neighbor effect, where another user's poor sending habits could inadvertently get your emails blocked. Imagine if you could see exactly how the major providers view your domain. In 2026, you can. Tools like Google Postmaster provide a direct window into your domain's health, showing you your spam complaint rate, your encryption success, and your overall reputation score. When you link these insights with Brevo's internal deliverability reports, you have a 360-degree view of your email performance. Step by step, the process of securing your deliverability in Brevo looks like this. First, verify your domain. Second, copy the SPF and DKIM records provided by Brevo. Third, access your DNS settings and create the corresponding TXT and name records. Fourth, implement a DMARC policy starting at P=none. Finally, monitor your initial campaigns for any spikes in bounce rates or spam complaints. By taking these technical steps, you are clearing the path for your marketing message. You are ensuring that when you spend hours writing the perfect subject line or designing a beautiful product showcase, that effort is not wasted on a server that doesn't trust you. But even with perfect deliverability, you still have to convince the human on the other side of the screen to take action. Sending the right message to the right person at the right time is the holy grail of marketing, and it requires a level of precision that goes far beyond simple list building. In the next part of this masterclass, we are going to move from the technical infrastructure to the strategic implementation of segmentation and lead scoring. We will look at how to use the data you are collecting in the Brevo CRM to slice your list into high-value cohorts. We will discuss the psychology of why a generic blast is the fastest way to kill your list, and how to use lead scoring to identify your most ready-to-buy customers before they even reach out to you. If you want to turn your email list into a precision-guided sales tool, the next segment is where it all comes together. In the high-stakes digital economy of 2026, the era of the mass broadcast is officially over. If you are still sending the exact same email to every single person on your list, you are not just being inefficient. You are actively damaging your brand's reputation with both your customers and the major mailbox providers. This brings us to the core of the Brevo philosophy: surgical precision through segmentation and lead scoring. To understand why this is a game changer, we have to look at the psychological landscape of the American consumer. People are inundated with information, and their filters for relevance have never been sharper. Let us look at a practical scenario involving Michael, who operates a growing e-commerce business based in Columbus, Ohio, called Peak Performance Gear. Michael sells everything from high-end yoga mats to heavy-duty power racks. In the old world of email marketing, Michael would send a generic weekly update featuring whatever was on sale. The person who just bought a $500 weight bench would receive an email about a 10% discount on yoga blocks 2 days later. This is a missed opportunity at best and an annoyance at worst. With Brevo, Michael moves into the realm of behavioral segmentation. This is not just about sorting people by what they bought, but by how they interact with his digital presence in real time. In the Brevo dashboard, Michael navigates to the Contacts tab and selects Segments. He begins to build a high-intent segment. He uses the filter logic to identify subscribers who have opened at least 3 emails in the last 30 days and have visited the weightlifting category on his website at least twice in the last week, but have not yet made a purchase in that category. Step by step, Brevo allows you to stack these conditions using AND or logic gates. You can filter by contact properties like geographic location, which is vital for a U.S. business dealing with regional shipping costs or climate-specific products. You can filter by transactional data, such as total order value or date of last purchase. But the real power in 2026 lies in behavioral filters. Because Brevo integrates directly with platforms like Shopify and WooCommerce, it tracks exactly what your users are doing. When Michael builds this segment, it is dynamic. This means as soon as a subscriber meets those criteria, they are automatically added to the segment. As soon as they make a purchase, they are automatically removed. This ensures his marketing is always in sync with the customer's current stage in the buying journey. Historical trends in the industry indicate that segmented campaigns can lead to a 760% increase in revenue compared to non-segmented ones. But Brevo takes this a step further with lead scoring. Think of lead scoring as a digital thermometer for your prospects. You are assigning numerical values to specific actions to determine who is ready for a sales conversation and who needs more nurturing. In the Brevo Automation Builder, Michael sets up a lead scoring system. He assigns 5 points for every email open. He assigns 20 points for every click on a product link. He assigns 50 points if a user visits the shipping and returns page, which historical data suggests is a high-intent behavior indicating a customer is close to pulling the trigger. Finally, he subtracts 50 points if the user has not interacted with the brand in over 60 days. Imagine the power of this data. Michael can set a threshold, let us say 100 points. When a contact reaches that magic number, Brevo triggers an internal notification to Michael's sales team. Instead of cold calling or sending random outreach, his team is now reaching out to someone who has practically raised their hand and said they are interested. For a US-based service business or a high-ticket e-commerce brand, this turns the marketing department into a precision-guided lead generation engine. Potential outcomes of this approach include a significantly shorter sales cycle and a much higher conversion rate, as your team is focusing their energy where the heat already exists. Let us examine a case study from a mid-sized software-as-a-service company in San Francisco. They were struggling with a bloated database of 40,000 leads. Their sales team was overwhelmed and frustrated by the low quality of the leads they were following up on. By implementing Brevo's lead scoring and CRM integration, they were able to filter out the noise. They realized that 60% of their list was effectively dormant. By focusing only on the top 10% of leads, those with a lead score over 150, they actually increased their closed-won deals by 30% while reducing the sales team's manual workload by half. This is the definition of working smarter, not harder. The integration with the Brevo Sales CRM is what allows this data to become actionable. In 2026, the barrier between marketing and sales must be invisible. Within Brevo, you can create different stages in your sales pipeline, such as qualified lead, discovery call, proposal sent, and closed one. You can automate the movement of contacts between these stages based on their lead score or specific actions they take. If a lead hits a score of 100, the system can automatically create a new deal in the sales CRM and assign it to a specific account executive. Furthermore, you must consider the importance of multi-channel synchronization. In the US market, email is just one piece of the puzzle. Brevo allows you to use these segments to trigger SMS messages or WhatsApp updates. If Michael in Ohio has a high-intent lead who hasn't opened his last 2 emails, he can trigger an automated SMS with a time-sensitive offer. Historical trends show that SMS has an open rate of nearly 98%, making it a powerful secondary tool when email engagement dips. However, all of this technical sophistication requires a clean input. If your data is messy, your segments will be inaccurate. This is why the initial setup of your tracking pixel and your CRM fields is so important. You need to ensure that you are capturing the right data points from the start. Are you asking for their zip code? Are you tracking which product categories they are clicking on? In Brevo, you can create unlimited custom attributes for your contacts, allowing you to tailor the database to the specific needs of your niche. For a business owner, this level of detail might feel overwhelming at first, but the long-term potential outcomes are undeniable. You are building a system that learns about your customers over time. You are moving away from the feast or famine cycle of manual launches and into a sustainable model of automated, data-driven growth. You are treating your customers as individuals, which is the only way to maintain loyalty in a market that is increasingly cynical about generic advertising. But even with the most advanced segmentation and a perfect lead scoring system, your efforts will fall flat if the actual message looks unprofessional or fails to convert. You can have the best target in the world, but if your arrow is broken, you will never hit the bullseye. The visual and structural design of your emails is where the psychological connection is finally made. In the next part of this deep dive masterclass, we are going to look at the aesthetics and the conversion science of the Brevo template library. We will discuss why many businesses fail by over-designing their emails, and how to find the perfect balance between brand beauty and raw performance. We are going to explore the specific elements of a high-converting 2026 email layout, and show you how to use Brevo's tools to ensure your message looks perfect on everything from a massive desktop monitor to a small smartwatch screen. If you have ever wondered why some emails feel like a chore to read while others feel like a personal invitation, you won't want to miss what we have coming up next. The transition from a perfectly segmented database to an actual physical email landing in an inbox is where most marketing strategies fail the final stress test. In 2026, the aesthetics of your email are not just about looking pretty. They are about communicating trust in less than 2 seconds. Let us look at Elena, a luxury travel consultant based in Miami. Elena has spent years cultivating a list of high-net-worth clients who are constantly bombarded by generic, high-gloss advertisements from every major hotel chain and airline in the world. For Elena, the potential outcomes of a poorly designed email are catastrophic. If her message looks like a mass-produced flyer, it is instantly categorized as noise and deleted. Elena's challenge is the same one you face. How do you use a platform like Brevo to create something that feels like a personal invitation from a trusted expert, rather than a corporate broadcast? The science of conversion in 2026 tells us that the more an email looks like it was written specifically for the recipient, the higher the engagement. However, you also need the professional branding and structural integrity that only a robust editor can provide. This is the balance we are going to strike using Brevo's design suite. When you enter the Brevo template gallery, you are met with hundreds of options, but the most successful historical trends in the United States indicate that less is often more. Elena chooses to move away from the heavy, image-laden layouts that dominate the travel industry. Instead, she utilizes what we call a hybrid design. This is an email that uses the structural stability of HTML for buttons and layout, but retains the visual simplicity of a personal note. In Brevo, you achieve this by starting with a clean single-column template. The single-column layout is critical because of the sheer variety of devices used by American consumers in 2026. From the massive ultra-wide monitors in home offices to the latest foldable smartphones and even the notification windows on smartwatches, a single-column design is the only way to ensure your content scales perfectly without breaking. Step by step, Elena begins by setting her global brand styles in the Brevo editor. She selects a refined, high-legibility serif font for her headers and a clean sans serif for her body text. This subtle contrast signals professional curation without the coldness of a purely corporate font choice. One of the most powerful features Elena uses in the Brevo editor is the ability to adjust padding and whitespace with surgical precision. In 2026, visual clutter is the enemy of conversion. By increasing the whitespace around her call to action, she draws the eye naturally toward the most important part of the email. She doesn't just use a generic button. She uses Brevo's button block to create a high-contrast element that is large enough to be easily tapped by a thumb on a mobile device. Historical trends show that small, hard-to-click links are one of the leading causes of mobile bounce rates. But design isn't just about what you see, it is about what the system sees. This is where accessibility and dark mode optimization come into play. In 2026, Over 50% of US users have dark mode enabled on their devices as a default setting. If you design an email with a hard-coded white background and black text without considering how the colors will invert, your email might become unreadable or worse, physically painful to look at in a dark room. Brevo's editor automatically generates a dark mode-friendly version of your email, but Elena takes it a step further. She ensures that her logo is saved as a transparent PNG with a subtle light-colored glow or outline, so that it remains visible against both light and dark backgrounds. This level of detail is what separates a viral-ready brand from a struggling amateur. Furthermore, Elena utilizes the alt text feature for every single image. In an era where privacy settings often block images from loading by default, alt text is her backup salesperson. If a client in New York opens her email while on a slow cellular connection and the images don't load, they won't see a series of broken boxes. They will see descriptive text like, "Sunset view of a private villa in the Amalfi Coast." This descriptive text maintains the emotional hook of the email, even when the visual elements are missing. Now, let us talk about the conversion science of the F pattern. Eye tracking studies consistently show that readers scan emails in a pattern that resembles the letter F. They read the top header, move down slightly and read across, and then scan the left side of the remaining content. Elena designs her Brevo templates to capitalize on this. Her most important message is in the first two sentences. Her secondary value proposition is highlighted in a subheadline. Her call to action is placed precisely where the scan pattern naturally ends. This isn't guesswork. It is the application of historical trends in user behavior to maximize the potential outcomes of every send. Imagine if Elena tried to do this with a tool that lacked these granular controls. She would be stuck fighting with a rigid grid, unable to move elements or adjust spacing to fit the psychology of her audience. In Brevo, she can even use conditional visibility for her design blocks. If a client has already booked a trip, they don't see the promotional banner for new bookings. Instead, they see a personalized block with a checklist for their upcoming travel. This makes every email feel bespoke, which is the ultimate goal in a saturated market. To truly master the design phase, you must also consider the loading speed. High-resolution images are beautiful, but in 2026, if an email takes more than 2 seconds to load, the user has already moved on. Brevo's editor includes an automatic image optimizer that compresses files without sacrificing visible quality. Elena makes sure to use this for every campaign, ensuring that her luxury travel photos look crisp on a Retina display but load instantly even on a crowded subway platform. The case study of Elena's transition is telling. Before using these design principles in Brevo, her click-through rate was a meager 2%. By switching to a hybrid single-column, mobile-optimized design with high-contrast CTAs and behavioral content blocks, her click-through rate jumped to 9% within 3 months. This wasn't because she changed her prices or her destinations. It was because she changed how she communicated her value. She moved from being an intruder in the inbox to being an invited guest. But a beautiful, high-converting email is still only one part of the modern communication puzzle. In 2026, the American consumer is moving across platforms at a dizzying pace. They might start a conversation via email, but they want to finish it via a quick text message or a WhatsApp update. If your marketing strategy is limited to just one channel, you are leaving the door wide open for a more agile competitor to step in. In the next part of this masterclass, we are going to break out of the inbox and explore the world of multi-channel integration. We will look at how to sync your Brevo email campaigns with SMS and WhatsApp marketing to create a seamless, surround sound experience for your customers. We will discuss the specific regulations you need to know about US-based SMS marketing and how to avoid the common pitfalls that can get your number blocked. If you want to know how to reach your customers exactly where they are, without being intrusive, the next segment is your blueprint for success. This is where we take the relationship to the next level and ensure your brand is always top of mind. In 2026, the term email marketing is actually a bit of a misnomer. If you are only thinking about the inbox, you are missing 2/3 of the conversation. Modern relationship marketing in the United States has shifted toward what industry experts call the surround sound effect. This is the strategic integration of email, SMS, and WhatsApp into a singular, cohesive narrative that follows the customer across their digital day. To understand how Brevo facilitates this, we need to look at the behavioral data of a typical consumer in a city like Chicago or Seattle. They might check their email while having breakfast, browse Instagram during a lunch break, and spend their evening scrolling through messages on their phone. If your brand only exists in the first category, Your window of opportunity is incredibly narrow. Let us look at Sarah, who owns a boutique fitness and wellness studio in Denver called Ascent Health. Sarah's business thrives on attendance and immediate action. For her, a missed class or an empty workshop spot is lost revenue that she can never recover. When Sarah moved her operations to Brevo, she didn't just move her newsletter. She moved her entire communication strategy. The potential outcomes of this transition were rooted in how she utilized the SMS and WhatsApp integrations to bridge the gap between digital interest and physical attendance. In the United States, SMS marketing is governed by strict regulations, most notably the Telephone Consumer Protection Act or TCPA. If you get this wrong, you are not just risking a high unsubscribe rate, you are risking significant legal penalties. Brevo's 2026 interface handles the technical side of compliance with an automated opt-in system. When Sarah creates a sign-up form for her studio, she includes a dedicated checkbox for SMS notifications. Brevo automatically logs the timestamp and the IP address of that opt-in, providing a digital paper trail that protects her business. Step by step, setting up an SMS campaign in Brevo is as simple as creating an email. You choose your recipients based on the segments we discussed earlier. Write your message within the 160-character limit, and schedule it for the optimal time based on the recipient's time zone. Historical trends show that while email has an average open rate of around 20 to 30% in the wellness industry, SMS boasts an incredible 98% open rate, with 90% of those messages being read within 3 minutes of delivery. Sarah uses this to her advantage for high-stakes moments. Imagine if a guest instructor cancels a yoga workshop at the last minute. In the old days, Sarah would send an email and hope people checked it before driving to the studio. Now she triggers an automated SMS to the specific segment of people registered for that class. The delivery is near instant, and the friction is zero. But the real magic happens in the automation bridge. Within the Brevo Workflow Builder, Sarah creates a sophisticated sequence for her New Year Transformation Challenge. The trigger is a sign-up on her website. Step 1 is a long-form email detailing the program requirements and providing a digital meal plan. However, the system is set to monitor engagement. If the user does not click the link to download the meal plan within 24 hours, the workflow branches. Instead of sending another email that might go ignored, Brevo sends an automated SMS. Hi from Ascent Health. We noticed you haven't grabbed your meal plan yet. Check your email or click here to download it now. This multi-channel approach significantly increases the likelihood of completion. By using SMS as a nudge rather than a primary broadcast tool, Sarah avoids being perceived as a nuisance. She is using the high visibility of the text message to drive the user back to the high-value content in the email. This is the essence of surround sound marketing. You are not repeating yourself. You are reinforcing the journey across different touchpoints. Then there is the growing role of WhatsApp in the US market. While WhatsApp has long been the dominant communication tool in Europe and South America, 2026 has seen a massive surge in its professional use within the United States, particularly among younger demographics and international clients. Brevo's integration with the WhatsApp Business API allows Sarah to send rich media messages that SMS simply cannot handle. She can send high-resolution workout videos, interactive buttons, and even automated chat flows directly within the WhatsApp interface. The advantage of WhatsApp over traditional SMS is the two-way nature of the conversation. When a client receives a WhatsApp message from Ascent Health, they can reply with a question, and Sarah's team can manage that conversation from the unified Brevo inbox. This eliminates the silos that often plague small businesses. Your marketing team isn't using one tool, while your customer support team uses another. Everyone is looking at the same customer profile, seeing the same history, and providing a consistent brand voice. Case studies from the service industry suggest that integrating WhatsApp into the sales process can lead to a 15% increase in appointment bookings. For Sarah, this means that when a high-intent lead reaches out via a WhatsApp button on her website, the system can automatically check her Brevo meetings calendar and offer available slots without a human ever having to intervene. This is the level of efficiency required to stay competitive in a high-cost environment like the modern US fitness market. However, moving into multi-channel marketing requires a careful analysis of your cost structure. Unlike email, which Brevo prices based on monthly volume, SMS and WhatsApp typically operate on a credit system or a per message fee that varies by country. In the US, you have to account for the cost of obtaining a dedicated short code or a verified toll-free number if you plan on sending high volumes. Brevo simplifies this by providing a clear dashboard where you can monitor your credit usage in real time. You can see exactly how much each campaign costs and calculate your return on investment with precision. Potential outcomes for businesses that master this multi-channel approach include a drastically reduced churn rate. When a customer feels like a brand is responsive and accessible on their preferred platform, their loyalty increases. But there is a fine line between being helpful and being intrusive. Historical trends in consumer sentiment indicate that frequency caps are essential. In Brevo, you can set rules to ensure that a single contact doesn't receive more than a certain number of messages across all channels in a given week. This protects your brand equity and ensures that your high-visibility channels, like SMS, remain effective for truly important updates. As we look toward the future of these platforms, the data is clear. The businesses that thrive are the ones that own their audience and can communicate with them wherever they are. We have covered the infrastructure, the design, and the multi-channel strategy. But all of this data is useless if you don't know how to read the signals the system is sending back to you. The numbers in your dashboard are telling a story about your customers' desires, frustrations, and future behaviors. In the next part of this deep dive masterclass, we are going to go beyond the basics of open rates and click-through rates. We are going to explore the advanced analytics and reporting features of Brevo. We will look at heat maps to see exactly where people are clicking in your emails, and we will dive into the world of A/B testing to find out how small changes in your subject lines can lead to massive differences in your bottom line. If you want to stop guessing and start knowing exactly what makes your audience take action, you need to see how we deconstruct the data. We are going to turn those charts and graphs into a roadmap for your next big win. To move from a functional marketer to a strategic powerhouse in 2026, you must stop looking at your email reports as a scorecard and start looking at them as a compass. Most people log into their Brevo dashboard, see a 25% open rate, feel a brief sense of accomplishment, and then close the tab. This is a fundamental misunderstanding of the tool's power. In the competitive US landscape, the winners are those who use advanced analytics to decode the hidden intent behind every click. Every time a subscriber interacts with your email, they are telling you exactly what they want to buy, what they find boring, and where they are in their customer journey. Let us look at David, who runs a specialty high-end kitchenware brand based in Philadelphia. David has a list of 30,000 home chefs and professional cooks. In early 2026, he was struggling with a plateau in his revenue. He was sending beautiful emails, but his sales were stagnant. David decided to stop guessing and start leveraging Brevo's A/B testing suite, which has become significantly more sophisticated this year. A/B testing, or split testing, is the process of sending two slightly different versions of an email to a small portion of your list to see which one performs better before sending the winner to everyone else. Step by step, David set up a test that challenged his most basic assumptions. He had always believed that his audience responded best to free shipping offers. However, he decided to test this against a 15% off your first order offer. In the Brevo A/B testing interface, he selected a test group of 20% of his total list. This meant 3,000 people would get version A and 3,000 would get version B. He set the winning criteria as the click-through rate, which historical trends show is a much more reliable indicator of sales intent than a simple open rate. David then set the test duration to 4 hours. This is crucial in the US market because of the time zone spread. After 4 hours, Brevo's algorithm analyzed the data. The results were shocking to David. The 15% discount did not just win. It outperformed the free shipping offer by nearly 40% in terms of total revenue generated. The system then automatically dispatched the winning 15% discount version to the remaining 24,000 subscribers. By letting the data make the decision, David's potential outcomes for that single campaign resulted in an extra $5,000 in revenue that he would have otherwise left on the table. But David didn't stop at subject lines or offers. In 2026, you can A/B test almost every element of your campaign, including the sender name, the pre-header text, and the actual layout of the email. David tested a plain text email that looked like a personal note from him against a highly designed, image-heavy newsletter. To his surprise, the plain text version had a higher engagement rate among his professional chef segment, while the home chefs preferred the high-gloss images. This insight allowed him to further segment his list and send different styles of content to different groups, maximizing the efficiency of every send. Beyond A/B testing, we need to talk about the visual data provided by Brevo's heat maps and click-through maps. This is where you see the physical behavior of your audience. In 2026, User attention spans have dropped to an all-time low. Most Americans are scanning your email while distracted by 3 other things. Brevo's click map shows you a transparent overlay on your email design, with glowing hotspots indicating where people are actually clicking. Imagine David looking at the click map for his latest product launch. He realizes that 70% of the clicks are happening on a small, secondary image of a chef's knife in the middle of the email, while his main Buy Now button at the bottom is being largely ignored. This tells him that his primary call to action is buried too deep. Based on this empirical evidence, he moves his main button to the top third of the email for his next campaign. This simple, data-driven adjustment leads to a measurable spike in conversions. Without the heat map, he might have spent months trying to figure out why a great product wasn't selling. The next level of analytics is revenue attribution. In 2026, Brevo's deep integration with platforms like Shopify and BigCommerce means you are no longer operating in the dark. In his dashboard, David can see a direct line from a specific email sent to a specific dollar amount in his bank account. He can see that his Tuesday morning newsletter generated $12,000 in sales, with an average order value of $85. He can even see which specific products were purchased as a result of that email. This level of granular reporting allows him to calculate his return on ad spend with absolute precision. However, one of the most powerful and often overlooked features in Brevo is the best time to send AI optimization. Historical trends in the US show that sending an email at 10 a.m. on a Tuesday is a safe bet for a general audience, but it is rarely the optimal time for every individual. Brevo's AI analyzes the past behavior of every single person on David's list. It knows that Sarah in Los Angeles usually checks her personal email at 7 p.m. while relaxing after work, while James in New York checks his during his 8 a.m. commute on the subway. When David selects the Send at Best Time option, Brevo doesn't blast the list all at once. It staggers the delivery over a 24-hour period, so that each person receives the email at the exact moment they are most likely to engage with it. Potential outcomes of using this AI optimization include a 10 to 15% lift in open rates without changing a single word of the content. We also have to discuss deliverability analytics. In the previous parts, we talked about the technical setup, but the Reports tab is where you monitor the health of that setup. David keeps a close eye on his bounce rates and spam complaint rates. In 2026, if your spam complaint rate exceeds 0.1%, you are in the danger zone. That is just 1 complaint for every 1,000 emails sent. By monitoring these reports in real time, David can identify if a specific list source is bringing in low-quality leads and prune them before they damage his sender reputation. All of this data serves a single purpose: to help you understand the human on the other side of the screen. When you see that a subscriber has clicked on your pricing page 3 times but hasn't bought, you don't need to guess what they are thinking. You know they are on the fence. You can then trigger an automated, personalized follow-up that addresses their potential concerns. This is how you move from being a digital nuisance to a helpful advisor. By mastering these advanced analytics, you are no longer just sending emails. You are running a data-driven sales engine. You are identifying the most profitable segments of your audience and giving them exactly what they want, when they want it. But even the best data in the world won't help you if the platform's price point makes your business model unsustainable. You need to know how Brevo actually stacks up against the heavy hitters of the industry when it comes to the bottom line. In the next part of this masterclass, we are going to get into the raw numbers. We are going to do a head-to-head pricing comparison between Brevo, MailChimp, and Klaviyo. We will look at the hidden costs of scaling and explore exactly where Brevo wins and where it might fall short for your specific business model. If you have been wondering which platform gives you the most bang for your buck in 2026, the next segment is the financial breakdown you have been waiting for. We are going to find out if the features we've discussed are worth the investment for your business. In the high-pressure economic environment of 2026, every single line item in your business budget is under a microscope. For a US-based entrepreneur, the cost of software is no longer just a utility expense. It is a strategic variable that can either fund your next marketing campaign or drain your remaining margins. To determine if Brevo is the right financial move for you, we have to perform a cold, hard audit of what the industry calls the success tax and compare it against the dominant players in the American market, MailChimp and Klaviyo. Let us look at a case study involving Liam, who operates a rapidly growing outdoor subscription box service called Lone Star Trails, based out of Austin, Texas. Liam has spent the last year aggressively building his list through social media ads and partnership giveaways. He currently has 45,000 subscribers. Under the traditional subscriber-based pricing model used by MailChimp, Liam is in a difficult position. Because MailChimp charges based on the number of contacts in his database, he is currently paying roughly $450 to $500 per month on their standard plan. If Liam has a great month and his list grows to 60,000, his bill will automatically jump to over $700. Liam is effectively being penalized for succeeding. He is paying for every single person on that list, even the 15,000 people who haven't opened an email in 90 days. Now, let us look at the potential outcomes if Liam switches to Brevo in 2026. Brevo's pricing is built on a volume-based model. They do not care if Liam has 45,000 subscribers or 450,000. The storage of those contacts is free. Liam only pays for the emails he actually hits send on. If Liam sends one high-value newsletter per week to his entire list of 45,000, that is 180,000 emails a month. On Brevo's business plan, this would cost him approximately $170 per month. By making this one switch, Liam saves over $300 every single month. That is $3,600 a year that can be reinvested into his product development or customer acquisition. But the comparison goes deeper than just the base price. We have to look at Klaviyo, which is the gold standard for many e-commerce brands in the US due to its deep data integration. For 45,000 subscribers, Klaviyo would cost Liam at least $700 a month. While Klaviyo offers incredible predictive analytics, Liam has to ask himself if those features are generating an additional $500 in profit every month to justify the gap between Klaviyo and Brevo. Historical trends show that for many mid-sized businesses, the core automation and segmentation features in Brevo are more than enough to achieve a high return on investment without the premium overhead. Step by step, let us break down the 2026 Brevo pricing tiers so you can find your exact fit. First, there is the free tier. Unlike many competitors who have gutted their free offerings over the last 2 years, Brevo still allows for unlimited contacts and 300 emails per day. For a brand new startup in a garage in Palo Alto, this is the perfect sandbox. You can build your list to 10,000 people without paying a cent, as long as you only send small targeted batches. Second is the starter plan. This is designed for growing businesses that need more than the daily sending limit. It starts at around $25 a month for 20,000 emails. This plan removes the Brevo logo from your footers and gives you access to basic reporting. However, for a professional US operation, the third tier, the business plan, is where the real value lies. Starting at roughly $65 for 20,000 emails, this unlocks the marketing automation, A/B testing, and the best time to send AI that we discussed earlier. It also gives you multi-user access, which is vital if you have a virtual assistant in the Philippines or a marketing manager in New York who needs to collaborate. Finally, there is Brevo Plus, their enterprise solution. This is for high-volume senders who require a dedicated IP address, custom integrations, and a dedicated account manager. In the US, if you are sending over 500,000 emails a month, you are likely moving into this territory. The pricing here is custom, but historical trends suggest it remains significantly more competitive than the enterprise tiers of Salesforce or HubSpot. But we cannot ignore the hidden costs that often catch US business owners off guard. When you move into multi-channel marketing, you have to account for SMS and WhatsApp credits. In 2026, sending an SMS in the United States typically costs about 1 to 2 cents depending on your volume. If Liam in Austin decided to send a text alert to his 10,000 most active subscribers, that is an additional $100 to $200 for that single send. Brevo provides a transparent calculator for this, but you must factor it into your campaign's expected ROI. Another potential cost is the dedicated IP address. If you want total control over your sender reputation and you are sending more than 100,000 emails a month, Brevo offers a dedicated IP for about $250 per year. In the context of a large business, this is a negligible expense, but for a solo entrepreneur, it is a line item to consider. The financial decision to use Brevo often comes down to the frequency of your communication. Imagine if you are a seasonal business like a ski resort in Colorado. During the summer, your email volume is nearly zero. On a subscriber-based platform, you are still paying full price every month just to keep your list active. With Brevo, you can scale your plan down to the minimum during the off-season and scale it back up when the snow starts falling. This elasticity is a massive advantage for American businesses with fluctuating cycles. However, price is not everything. There is also the cost of transition. Moving 45,000 contacts, recreating 20 automated workflows, and redesigning 10 templates takes time. For Liam, that might be 20 hours of work. If he values his time at $100 an hour, that is a $2,000 transition cost. He has to ensure that the monthly savings will pay back that initial investment within a reasonable time frame, usually 6 months or less. The data points to a clear trend. In 2026, businesses are migrating toward platforms that offer integrated CRM capabilities without the tiered subscriber penalties. They want a tool that acts as a partner in their growth, not a tax on their success. We have analyzed the features, the technical setup, the strategy, and now the finances. You have a comprehensive view of what this platform can do and what it will cost you to do it. But even with all this information, there is one final hurdle. There are specific scenarios where Brevo is a slam dunk, and there are specific business types where it might actually be a mistake to switch. You need to know the deal breakers. You need to know the specific limitations that could trip you up 6 months down the road after you have already moved your entire database. In the final part of this 10-part masterclass, we are going to deliver the ultimate verdict. We are going to provide a high-speed checklist that will tell you exactly whether you should sign up today or look elsewhere. We will cover the pros and cons that only surface after months of high-volume use, and give you the final roadmap for your 2026 email marketing strategy. This is the moment where we put it all together and give you the answer you have been looking for. Stay with me for the conclusion, because the final piece of the puzzle is the one that determines your long-term success. The final decision to migrate your entire business infrastructure to a new platform is never one that should be taken lightly, especially in the hyper-competitive market of 2026. We have spent 9 parts deconstructing the technical, strategic, and financial layers of Brevo, but now we must confront the ultimate question. Is this the specific tool that will serve as the engine for your growth, or is it a detour that will lead to technical debt? To answer this, we need to look at the deal breakers. These are the specific scenarios where Brevo shines and the specific situations where you might actually be better off staying exactly where you are. Let us consider a final case study involving Jordan, who runs a high-volume lead generation agency based in Los Angeles. Jordan manages 30 different clients across various industries, from local real estate firms to national e-commerce brands. For an agency model in 2026, the potential outcomes of using Brevo are largely dictated by the multi-account management features. Jordan needs a centralized way to oversee all his clients without constantly logging in and out of different dashboards. Brevo's enterprise-level management allows him to have a master login where he can toggle between client accounts, monitor their credit usage, and ensure their deliverability is remaining stable. However, Jordan also faces the biggest limitation of the platform: the learning curve for high-level customization. While the drag-and-drop editor is fantastic for the average small business owner, Jordan's team often needs to dive into custom HTML and CSS to create bespoke experiences for their high-ticket clients. While Brevo allows for this, the interface can sometimes feel less intuitive for a pure developer compared to a platform like Postmark or MJML native editors. If your business model relies on highly complex, custom-coded interactive emails that push the boundaries of modern CSS, you must weigh the efficiency of the platform against the technical constraints of its code editor. Step by step, let us build your final decision matrix. The first pillar of this matrix is the contact-to-send ratio. If you are a business like a local dental practice in Phoenix with 5,000 patients, and you only send 1 appointment reminder a month, your ratio is low. You are better off on a platform that lets you store those names for free and pay per send. However, if you are a daily news curator like a digital media startup in New York that sends 3 emails a day to 50,000 people, your send volume is massive. In this case, even Brevo's volume-based pricing will start to add up. You have to calculate the crossover point where a flat-rate subscriber model might actually become more economical. Historical trends suggest that for 90% of mid-market US businesses, the volume-based model remains the more profitable choice, but you must do the math for your specific frequency. The second pillar is the level of CRM integration you actually require. In 2026, many businesses are trying to move away from the Frankenstein tech stack where everything is connected by third-party tools like Zapier. If you need a tool that handles your email, your SMS, your WhatsApp, your live chat, and your sales pipeline in one single tab, Brevo is currently the leader in the mid-market space. But imagine if you are already deeply embedded in the Salesforce or HubSpot ecosystem. The cost of migration, not just in money, but in the time it takes to retrain your team and rebuild your automated logic, might outweigh the savings. Case studies of successful migration show that the most satisfied users are those who were previously using multiple disconnected tools and used the move to Brevo as a way to simplify their entire operation. The third pillar is the role of AI in your 2026 workflow. Brevo has integrated AI features that go beyond simple text generation. Their predictive analytics can now suggest when a subscriber is at risk of churning before they even hit the unsubscribe button. Imagine if your system automatically identified a segment of customers who haven't opened an email in 30 days and were previously high value. The system can then trigger a personalized AI-written, "We miss you," offer that is specifically tailored to their past purchase history. The potential outcomes of this kind of proactive retention are massive for subscription-based businesses or recurring service providers. But let us talk about the reality of support. In a viral growth scenario, when your system goes down or a campaign hangs in the middle of a launch, you need help immediately. In 2026, Brevo has scaled its US-based support team. But for users on the lower tier plans, you are still largely relying on ticket-based support and an extensive knowledge base. If your business is at a scale where a 2-hour delay in response time translates to $10,000 in lost revenue, you must factor in the cost of the Brevo Plus plan to get a dedicated account manager and priority phone support. This is the hidden cost of reliability that high-volume American businesses often overlook until it is too late. Now, let us look at the final verdict for 3 specific types of users. For the solopreneur or small business owner, Brevo is an easy recommendation. The free tier and the low-cost starter plans provide a level of professional power that was previously inaccessible at that price point. You can grow your list without the fear of a sudden price hike. And the automation tools are simple enough to set up on a Sunday afternoon. For the e-commerce power user, the decision is a bit more nuanced. If you are on Shopify or WooCommerce and you want a deeply integrated, behavioral-driven machine, Brevo is a strong contender. However, you must compare it against Klaviyo's specialized e-commerce data science. If you have the budget for Klaviyo and you are doing over $5 million a year in revenue, the extra data points might be worth the premium. If you are under that threshold, the savings provided by Brevo are likely more valuable for your bottom line. For the agency or B2B sales team, Brevo's sales CRM and integrated meeting scheduler make it a formidable alternative to high-priced competitors. The ability to track a lead from the first email open to a closed deal within one dashboard is a massive efficiency gain. It allows your sales and marketing teams to finally speak the same language and work toward the same revenue goals. As we conclude this 10-part deep dive masterclass, remember that the software is just the vehicle. Your strategy, your message, and your understanding of your customer are the fuel. Brevo is a powerful, cost-effective, and highly integrated vehicle that is perfectly suited for the 2026 digital landscape, but it requires a driver who knows how to use the tools we have discussed: the technical authentication, the behavioral segmentation, the multi-channel surround sound, and the data-driven optimization. You now have the complete roadmap. You know how to set up the plumbing to ensure deliverability, how to design for conversion, how to automate the human touch, and how to analyze the results to find your next big win. The historical trends show that the businesses that take control of their direct communication channels today are the ones that will thrive tomorrow, regardless of what the social media algorithms do next. But even with the right platform, there is a fundamental challenge that every marketer faces. How do you actually write the words that get people to open, click, and buy? All the automation in the world won't save a boring message. This brings us to the next critical step in your journey. While we have mastered the how of the platform, we haven't yet mastered the what of the content. In our upcoming special bonus session, we are going to pivot from the technical architecture to the psychological architecture of high-converting emails. We will be deconstructing the specific copywriting frameworks that are working in 2026 to bypass the mental filters of the modern consumer. We are going to look at the curiosity gap method, the future pacing technique, and how to use AI to draft content that actually sounds human. If you want to turn the engine we just built into a high-performance racing machine, you will want to see how we tackle the art of the 2026 sales message. The next level of your marketing education starts now.